so get used to it.
So Billy Kennedy is going to toss it up. Warriors beat the Kings the other night in Sacramento at what would have been a franchise record 28 made threes. That game was crazy. So Keon Ellis, along with Keegan Murray and De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and DeMar DeRozan, and an early foul.
Listen, he's trying to push him out as far as he can. That's his advantage. The leverage he has, his legs.
That's the other issue, though. How much you want Draymond to spend at the 5 this year? They're good at it, but you can wear him down doing that. Ellis out of the corner. GP2 with the rebound. So we mentioned Steph and GP2, Moses Moody, Draymond Green, Kyle Anderson. Anderson with the Spurs and Memphis. Really good play in Minnesota. He's been a winner wherever he's been. Slow-mo. He likes the nickname. Huge New York Mets fan. He's been chirping a lot during practice about his Mets in the playoffs as Moody is fouled.
That little exchange with Anderson and Moody, they kind of messed it up.
Practice and you watch these guys, man, the Warriors, the staff is solid, the roster's deep. Excited about this year.
We were saying Stackhouse's vibrato is palpable.
Kyle Anderson hitting the 3.
See, they're going to give him that shot. He knows he's going to have that. So as slow as his release is, he's going to have all the time in the world to get it off, and he knows it. Why not line it up?
We saw Billy Kennedy and Scott Twardowski with C.J. Washington. Billy spoke at the broadcast meetings.
He was entertaining.
He was really entertaining. With Zach Zarba and Josh Tibbin. Sabonis, Mike Brown wants him to shoot more perimeter shots. You saw Draymond like, all right, I'm going to give you that. But Sabonis is so skilled.
Well, Keon Ellis had such a threatening drive. Draymond had to respect that, drew him in.
GP2 down the lane, flipping it up and out. Draymond kept it alive. But DeMar DeRozan heading into the front court. Keegan Murray, nice show and go and finish.
He's smooth.
I tell you, DeRozan played more minutes than any player in the NBA last year. In the last 5 years, he's been indestructible. Slow-mo hits a couple threes to begin the ball game.
He's saying, all you guys were hitting all these threes last game. Let me get on this act.
This one you go back to the bench. Your deliberate. You set it up, but if they're not going to guard you, just knock them down. Pretty much every year.
He was so active during the summer, played in Summer League, handled the ball a lot there, played against the Olympic gold medal USA basketball team.
Moody nearly had the steal, a little frustrated as the whistle blew. But Moses has had a great camp, and we'll ask Mike Dunleavy about that. But the work in the summer, what do guys do, Kay? Is it like, hey, I'm going to go shoot 2,000 threes, or you look at tape, what do I have to get better at? Work on your left hand? What do you do?
I'm sure he spent a lot of time in the gym just working on that jumper, getting it off quicker. We were talking about how his jumper looks a little smoother. He's getting no wasted motion there. And the ball handling, too.
Keegan Murray, when he was a rookie, made more threes than any rookie. And he's just getting better and better. Year 2, super solid player. They're asking more of him each season.
That's another guy that doesn't waste any time as he gets the steal here.
Early running with De'Aaron Fox. He took it right at Draymond, and he will get to the line.
Keegan, they're looking, as we showed Mike Brown here, they're looking for Keegan Murray to take that next step and get even bolder.
That's one of our favorite guys in the league right there. Mike Brown, part of the Warrior family forever, coach of the year up in Sacramento. He's got this offense humming. It's an incredibly skilled team. Got DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox, who led the NBA in fourth quarter scoring, and they're both on the same team.
I loved that his theme this year is climbing. You just, coaches have their way of trying to switch it up, keep it fresh, and he's finding inspiration from climbing teams and the similarities between that and the basketball team, all the adversity they face. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay, so the Warriors have thrown it away a couple times, and you mentioned fewer turnovers. Steve wants to play up and down, but you got to get possessions. De'Aaron Fox missing that 3. Draymond smartly tapping it to Steph. You've heard it over the years. Hit singles. Make the solid pass. For a good offensive team in their own right. Little tic-tac-toe. Kyle Anderson getting Draymond to the line.
So this is what Anderson is going to bring. He can do a plethora of things with making ability, but he can set some screens. And he wiped out Steph's defender, and as a result, he was the one that ended up being open, and then the defense had to react to him, and then he found Draymond. So already working together with Steph, with Draymond Green, fitting in seamlessly.
I like that you dropped plethora early in the first quarter.
You like that?
It's because that's what he does. He does a lot of everything. Kyle Anderson will rebound. He will defend. He'll push it. He can handle the ball. He's a good passer. He's not known necessarily for shooting, but he had a little wrist thing last year. He says it's healthy. Well, the three-point stroke, he's already made 2 of them.
I was sitting back and watching Draymond Green last game, and the way their offense was humming, he was in the center of everything, making quick decisions, 0.5 basketball. It's him.
Aaron Fox. He's worked on that jumper, but GP2 is like, hey, if I keep you 19 feet away, we'll take it.
Aaron Fox wants to get that mid-range back to where it was a couple years ago.
Even at 8 early here. Kyle Anderson had his pocket picked by Sabonis. And then Steph took it away from Keon Ellis. Couple steals both ways. Ellis is known more for a defender, but pretty confident stroke there.
He's a shooter.
Hitting the three.
He shot it extremely well last year, over 40-some% at Stephen Curry while he's still playing.
Steph and Draymond, GP2, Kyle Anderson, Moses Moody. Group that started the ball game.
So the Kings are in a zone now. So how much have you been working on your zone offense during training camp?
That would be none. More likely.
You know what? Honestly, most teams focus on defense.
They do.
A lot of training camp just to sharpen that back up.
Moses Moody catch and shoot, but off iron there. Sabonis led the league in rebounding, led the league in double-doubles, led the league in triple-doubles. Keon Ellis missing that three. Steph, always a good rebounder for his size. Moses patient and finish. That's beautiful right there. Pump fake still works.
Well, it started on the defensive end of the movie. He got in and helped, then contested the Ellis three-pointer, then got out and just took his time. Patience. Show it to him. Let him fly in the air.
We just want to emphasize transition. Let him mention it, though. Limit turnovers, and then free to fire in terms of threes. Sabonis 4-3. Like Brown says, hey, Sabonis take 2 or 3 threes. So you kind of give those to you. GP2 loves that corner 3. Good look there, but off iron. That was the thing with the Warriors the other night. They took over 50. Talked to the coaches. They only had 4 or 5 looks that they didn't like. They made 28 of them, but they were a lot of good shots. And Sabonis whacked that out of bounds. It'll be Warrior ball.
We always focus on how they get those threes. Were they screening for each other? Were they getting into the paint? Here's Kuminga coming in. He's going to bring the downhill attack. He's already gone away from the blonde hair. Okay.
Yeah, JK made 4 threes the other night, but he's the one Warrior that can really fly in transition and just scores differently than a lot of guys on the team. That guy scores from there a lot, but Steph misses the 3. You know, the Hawaii game, they weren't making threes. Sacramento game, they couldn't miss a 3. They're going to keep launching them. 2 of 4 tonight. Aaron Fox. He has just gotten better and better every single year.
And sometimes you can't tell by looking at him how powerful he is. GP2 is not weak, and he just moved him.
Moses Moody dropping in a 3.
He got the ball movement, and Moody's always going to be ready to shoot this year.
Moody's had 2 good plus-minus games the first 2 preseason and battling to be in the rotation.
See, this is the element that DeMar DeRozan brings, the ISO. You saw him the possession before this one, or a couple possessions ago. He missed it, but he gets his shot off so comfortably and easily. He's a mid-range monster.
Draymond for 3. Draymond Green basically was a 40% three-point shooter last year. The people say, well, they don't have enough shooting. If Draymond makes 40% of your threes, you're going to be real happy.
He was knocking them down last year. He's already talking trash. He's in midseason form.
Offensive rebound back out to Keegan Murray, driving on the baseline. And Moses and Draymond met him, but committed the foul in the process.
Murray's got a quick first step. Draymond knows he's going to have this shot. Lockstep. It's the threatening drive and the drawn kick. Keegan Murray is not really paying too much attention to Draymond out there. He's more focused on to stop his drive, and Draymond's going to take advantage of that.
Draymond is in great shape. Heavy-duty Pilates all during the summer.
You can tell he's locked in. Draymond's locked in, engaged. The Warriors are scary.
Well, he missed 27 games. There were 13 and 14 when he missed. But then, with him, they would have been like the 3 or 4 seed in the West. Like, Draymond is integral to everything that they want to do this year.
It's huge. Injuries hurt you, especially when it's a guy that's as impactful as Draymond Green. And then all the games GP2 missed, 33 of them. You're missing a lot of your defense.
So Kuminga and Podziemski with Kyle Anderson, Draymond, and Steph. This is where Kuminga, can he play the small forward? Is he a 4? Is he a 3? Curry gets fouled.
I was watching Steph the whole time and just setting up De'Aaron Fox, going over there to set that screen. They loved running that with Kuminga last year, where you're just trying to get Kuminga to be able to turn the corner and get down the hill. Have Steph run over there and set the ball screen. Everybody focuses on Steph. Clear the lane for Kuminga.
Mason Jones and Isaac Jones have checked in. Mason Jones out of Arkansas, Isaac Jones out of Washington. Steph couldn't get the angle there, but do get the foul. Now, the other thing, too, from a play-by-play standpoint, if they put Colby Jones in, they have 3 guys named Jones, so Mike Brown can't just go to the bench and say, Jones, you're in. 3 guys leap up and want to enter the ball game.
That's your job is really tough. You got, I think, 2 Ellises on the team as well. Boogie Ellis, Keon Ellis.
And then they play OKC to get 2 Jalen Williams. What's going on here? Steph Curry knock it down to 3.
Fox knows all about dealing with that man. The movement without the ball. It's how he sets you up before he gets the ball.
Kuminga with the foul there.
And he comes off of these screens so well. Watch him on the weak side here. And Kyle Anderson already working with Steph. He knows when to turn and set that screen for him, and Steph is going to do the rest. And Fox is like, well, I'm here. And then you find yourself jumping in the air alone. It's a lonely feeling.
Tell you, Keegan Murray has looked to initiate a number of times. Like, he's not just a catch and shoot 3-point guy. 6'8". He has become quite a good player.
He's getting better and better. He's so smooth. And when DeMar DeRozan came, that was one of the people that he was the most excited about mentoring, because DeMar DeRozan saw himself in Keegan Murray, just a kind of a quiet young player trying to figure it out when he came in the league. And DeMar DeRozan, along with everybody else, is looking forward to helping Keegan Murray break out of his shell.
Now Buddy Hield in, along with Kevon Looney. Steph down the lane, Steph to finish.
You know what happened there? Buddy Hield exchanged with Steph, and 2 defenders went with Buddy Hield for a little bit there.
There's Keegan Murray again. Looney with the rebound.
How much of a luxury is that for Steph to have someone else that the defense pays attention to like that?
Okay, Kuminga can do this unlike any other guy on the team. Now, you saw Steph drive, but you can't just all be threes.
Look at the 2 defenders trailing Steph, and he's making sure he thinks about that. He understands, look, I can attack from 3-point range. Everybody thinks I want to shoot the 3. A lot of times I can get to the basket easier because of that.
And Kuminga, that was just kind of a scattered break, muddled, but he can put his head down and get to the rim like few other guys on the Warrior roster.
They want him to have that boldness. If you feel like you have the advantage, everything we do is for you to gain an advantage. If you feel like you have the advantage early, go ahead and break out of the play and do your thing.
And JK knocks down both free throws. That's kind of free points right there. Isaac Jones will tee up for 3. Podziemski with the rebound. Warriors for a great rebounding team despite being so small a year ago. Let's get Steph, Podziemski there, guards that do it. That's just a throwaway.
And Keegan Murray saw that when he peeled off of Steph and was there.
Sabonis gets a layup out of it. Steph knows that, but those are the things Steve's going to take a timeout right away. Just, guys, we can't have plays like that. 4:10 remaining in the first, and the Dubs up a deuce.
The meaningless fouls you don't need.
GP2 with Kuminga, Looney, Hield, and Podziemski. I think Brandon and Buddy Hield, that's going to be an interesting combo. Buddy had 22 the other night in Sacramento. He didn't have anything going and nearly turned it over. Hield saved the day. Got the 3 going. That was a good defensive sequence by Sac.
The Warriors are fortunate there. Those are the passes you just pull back. You don't make those ones because the cross court, it's going to be tough to get to its target, especially if you got guys that are in tune defensively like Keegan Murray.
And some are playing all these different combos, as you will have some sloppiness. Pajemski's worked on that three. You saw it in Summer League. Dropped in two the other night, hitting the three there.
Screen, rescreen. Look confident there.
Run that hub through Sabonis. His numbers are just ridiculous. When you think triple-doubles, you think Jokic would have led the league, but it's Sabonis, double-double Sabonis, rebounding Sabonis. Jones with the rebound. Flip it out to Mason Jones, and now Keon Ellis trying to turn the corner and launch another three. Look at the Kings on the glass. Mason Jones working hard there, undrafted. He's on a two-way contract.
And Mike Brown likes that. They want to attack from the corners. The corner crashes.
Well, there's power forward minutes available.
There is.
You know, who do you play next to Sabonis? Harrison Barnes did a lot of that, and he's now in San Antonio.
We can give them some consistency there. Keegan Murray will have to play some of that.
Sabonis, that's his second three. Missed them both, but that's the one. Looney's like, all right, they want you to shoot threes. I love it. You're 23 feet away from the basket.
Mike Brown said they want you to shoot 4 to 5 a game as Kuminga knocks down a three.
So J.K. Good game the other night. He's got 5 already in 3 minutes, and the Warriors have already hit 7 threes. There's Isaac Jones to shoot that. I like their assessment of who's shooter, non-shooter so far. Buddy Hield. Nope, and threw it away. 5 Warriors turnovers. Mason Jones out of the corner. Airball three.
Well, the turnovers in transition, Coach Kerr touched on that as well. The spacing, making sure you don't get caught in the air, know what everybody is.
Let's get nowhere to go there. Looney bailed him out. Buddy Hield, 40% three-point shooter for his career. Seasons is Steph and Buddy Hield in terms of the most made threes in the NBA, and it's Hield more than Steph.
Well, that's what Pajemski's going to do. He's going to threaten. He's going to get into the paint.
Mason Jones, nice cut without the ball there. Well done. Pick up the body bump as he laid it in.
It's cut right in front of Pajemski there. Hey, the Kings, we know what they can do offensively. They're trying to get back to where they were a couple of years ago, where they were #1 in the league offensive efficiency-wise, and it was cutting, it was handoffs, it was threes. Last year, there was a little bit of slippage there. Now you add DeMar DeRozan to the fray.
Well, you work with Mike Brown on the Nigerian national team, and we know Mike from his time here. He's a defensive guy.
He is.
So when he sees his team struggle defensively, it's got to drive him nuts.
That was their 14th defensive efficiency last year.
DeRozan. I'll tell you what, never miss any games, play the most minutes, make the mid-range over and over and over and over and over.
I just love how he positions himself. He's always inside the arc there. So he's already catching in his sweet spot.
This game is so different. The Warriors have just been sloppy with the ball. They send DeRozan away, but Keon Ellis did not slow down.
Eventually, you're going to pay the price for all these turnovers. They're going to score in transition.
Well, at halftime, we're going to talk about all the close games the Warriors played and just how that season could have been a little different, even with 46 wins. They gave away games. That's for a couple possessions. Just out of sloppiness. Shot clock at 1. Hield gets it off. And tipped up and in.
Maybe you can create a little counter move action.
Mike Dunleavy's going to join us to begin the quarter. And DeMar DeRozan just going to score from everywhere.
He didn't like shooting that many threes, but sometimes when he lines them up, he has time. That was a transition. That's not one you normally see him take.
He is a good player. Looney! Kuminga went for the 180. That would have been the shot of the preseason if he brought that down.
He did that because the pass was a little behind him.
Shot clock off, and the master of the mid-range, DeMar DeRozan. Over from Chicago. Work on heel, get to that mid-range spot, and you're surprised when he misses.
He's a great closer, too. He's going to help them there.
Warriors shot it at 6.
Front office-wise with, cap stuff and sign and trade with Clay and adding some free agents, using the mid-level exception, things like that we haven't really been able to do in the past. So I thought it was a productive summer.
You made some wonderful deals. Obviously, when you lose a guy like Klay Thompson, it's tough for everybody because we all love him. But how quick do you switch to, okay, what do we do now mode and make all the wonderful deals that you made after that?
Yeah, pretty quickly. I mean, this stuff happens fast. And, bummer to see Clay go, but got to turn the page and move on. Free agents and, on top of the guys we're bringing back, on top of the younger guys we're growing, and add in, Quentin, our draft pick, and it's a new team.
How would you assess training camp so far?
Well, it's been great. I mean, anytime you start the first few days in Hawaii, it's hard to be bad. So no, it's good. Our guys have worked really hard, focused. Everybody's coming in shape, and I think the reality is, you see it out here. We got a very deep team, and the coaches right now and the players is figuring out rotations and who plays with who and who plays when, and how do we get stuff the ball just like that. That would have been perfect, right, Fitz?
You're already thinking about your plus minus thing?
De'Aaron Fox with the trail 3 there and dropping it in. The other night, 28 threes. It would have been a franchise record. Steve says, all right, we're 4th in attempts a year ago. Let's just let it fly. You have the roster to do it, but there are going to be nights where the threes aren't going down.
Yep, and there's going to be nights where they are, and we hope that there's more nights that they are than they aren't. And, as I said last time I checked, the threes count more than 2. So the more of those we can get up, especially the shooters we have, we want to do. I would say with Clay departing, the last few years with Clay and Steph, there's so much focus on getting them shots, and rightfully so. But in this scenario with Clay out and just Steph there, it's like let's look for everyone now. And I think that's going to kind of be our approach. And we got a bunch of guys that get it up. And as long as they're good shots and good rhythm and created the right way, we want to take them.
How optimistic are you going into the season? There's so much parity in the league. It's so close in the West. So many tough teams that really can compete and feel like they have a shot. How optimistic are you, and what's the vibe around the team as to what you can do in the West, making some noise there, getting into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think we want to worry about ourselves first and foremost as the season gets going. We want to get off to a good start. Can't worry too much about other teams, scoreboard watch too much. I mean, the West is so deep. It's so good. We don't want to get caught in the standings early on. Follow that a little bit later in the season. But we know if we take care of business, play the right way on both ends, and get it done, then we're going to be in a good position come spring to be in the playoffs or have home court or whatever it may be.
Now, this is your 3rd decade in the league as a player, as an executive. Obviously, your dad, longtime stalwart in the league. Did you ever think we'd get to where teams are shooting 73s in a game and things like that? I mean, how much has the game just changed?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, evolution, and you got to keep up with the times. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of that. Adding the 3-point shooters we've added, we're making some adjustments defensively. Steve really wants to push the pace this year. One of our focuses is being better in transition. Not only getting out more, but converting more, being more efficient. So plenty of things to get better at. But yeah, this game you got to really follow it and study it because it changes fast.
Kobe Jones missing there, and Kuminga with a rebound. And Kuminga rebounding to help out Draymond, to help out Trace, to help out Looney. And for J.K., he might be the best athlete on the floor some nights, and to see him on the glass, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, I think most importantly that not only does it close out the possession defensively, but he gets the ball. He can go push it 94 feet with his speed, getting downhill, get fouled, get to the rim. Rebounding is really important for him.
Steve doesn't normally throw out numeric goals as De'Aaron Fox is at 3 threes this quarter. But he said, hey, we want to be top 5, top 6, top 7 defensively. Kyle Anderson can play defense. D'Anthony Melton can play defense. You get Draymond and GP2, who missed a lot of games last year. But there's Kuminga at the mid-post getting to the line. I think the talent is on this team to be a good defensive team.
No doubt. We think we got to get back up into that area where we've been in the past with these championship teams. And, I think the roster presents that. Like you said, the guys we've added, GP being healthy, Draymond hopefully playing more games. All those things can contribute to a better defensive team. And, our guys have been working really hard in training camp into these first preseason games to try to get it right.
Have you ever seen a team have as many clutch games as you guys did last year? I think it was 48 clutch games. And was that kind of top of mind this summer for you, and trying to bring guys in that are high IQ make the simple pass, stay low on turnovers like Kyle Anderson and DeAnthony Melton.
I mean, that was incredible to play 48 games. Like, I mean, every night out, you just expect it to be tight, no matter if you're up 20, down 20 at the end. You thought it was going to be close. That was pretty crazy. But, you know, I think turning the corner this year and solving for that, the best way to win close games is not be in them. You know, so hopefully we can,
you don't want to be in any close games.
Yeah, I prefer not. I like lots of blowouts. Now, the fans may not like that. They may not like exciting basketball down the stretch of games. But hey, we want to win going away. So, you know, I do think with the depth of our team, our starting lineup goes out. I hope the second unit can come in and, you know, take us to a different level and, you know, over the course of a game, overrun teams.
You're a fan of the game and a student of the game, and you kind of marveled at going to Paris and watching Steph Curry and say, I think we need to remind fans, although Dub Nation's very smart, you got to appreciate this guy. He's not going to be here forever, and we're so fortunate to get to watch him on a regular basis.
We sure are. I mean, I was fortunate to see him in Paris firsthand, which was fun. You know, different uniform, different teammates representing our country. You know, what an amazing opportunity. But yeah, I mean, Steph, just what he's done for this franchise, the Bay Area, the whole thing. I mean, just enjoy it while we can. But you know, this guy's got a lot left. I think that's the good news, and we're going to keep building around him.
And to expand on Fitz's question, do you kind of embrace the challenge of putting out a team that you feel like can compete for a championship while Steph is still great, while Draymond is still great, and really capitalizing on all their talents?
Yeah, I mean, look, that expectation of excellence that's a privilege. That's great. You know, we welcome that. You know, the worst thing you want was, Fitz, you remember when I was here, it wasn't like that every year. Can we win 30 games? Can we get in the playoffs? This is an expectation of being, you know, in the conference finals, championships every year, and that's a fun thing to try and go for and to be in the mix. And you know, I think anytime you've got people ask, you know, what can you guys do this year? What are your expectations? Anytime you have Steph Curry and Draymond Green on your team, you know what the expectations are.
You know, you worked so well with Bob Myers, and you killed it in your first draft with getting Trace Jackson Davis 57th and Brandon 19th. It was all rookie. But it's also the people that you get. And so just being around a little bit of DeAnthony Melton and Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield and guys like Trace and Brandon you brought in, how do you do I want basketball talent and fit, but I want quality people on my team too?
Well, it's a major point of emphasis for us. You know, our culture, character, all that. We put a lot of time in it, honestly. You know, we look at these free agents. We have people out on the road scouting all year. I mean, Larry Harris runs our pro personnel department. You know, he runs our draft group, all that stuff. When we draft a player, we sign a player, we trade for a player. You know, we feel like we have a pretty good idea of who they are. And it's really important to bring guys like that into this environment, culture, to be able to, you know, compete, but also be great teammates and good basketball players. So it's a, you know, all-encompassing thing.
See, this is what I love. Having Steph set those screens for Kuminga to get him downhill. We haven't seen Andrew Wiggins yet. You guys have mentioned that Andrew Wiggins looks great as far as physically. He's getting better health-wise, and I don't think he's scrimmaged yet, but he's been looking good in training camp. But it's so cool to see these guys be able to get downhill, because all the threes, we saw that last game. The team is going to shoot a ton of threes, but you want to have that downhill attack to add to your repertoire. When you're not making as many threes, obviously you'd say that they want to make threes as much as possible, but having that downhill attack with guys like Kuminga, guys like Andrew Wiggins is super valuable.
No doubt. You know, we want to put pressure on the defense. Those are two guys that can do it with their athleticism, their size. You know, get those guys downhill at the rim, get fouled, you know, easy buckets, you know, at the rim. That's what our offense is designed to do. And then, you know, with the three-point shot enables that Steph to open up. It's a threat, and Steph sets a ball screen. You know, all eyes are on him, even though he doesn't have the ball. So that gives J.K. Wiggs guys an opportunity to turn the corner and go.
There's Kuminga. There's the glass again. Getting Steph into the front court with the Kings leading by 3. Mike Dunleavy joining us as Steph Curry puts it up and out. Kuminga on the offensive glass, and another opportunity for a Steph 3. Back iron. Now,
we're saving those for the regular season.
The sleight of hand on draft night. You have the 52nd pick, and you get Lindy Waters in a trade. Then you buy the 52nd pick back and draft Quentin Post. That was pretty good. That was nice. Like, don't play poker with you. That was a pretty nice sleight of hand.
In shorthand, that's just paying money to get Lindy Waters.
Okay.
What it nets out at. But thanks for going through all the machinations. Yeah, no, I mean, Lindy's a guy that we've identified through the G League and the NBA with our scouting department, and we feel like he would be a system fit, a guy can shoot the ball. Again, like you mentioned, Bob, high character guy. I mean, kind of checked a lot of boxes. We had an opportunity on draft day to grab him, and we did, and we're able to bring things full circle and also pick up 52 again and grab Quentin. So you know, I think we were pleased with what we were able to do, only having a late second-round pick.
And you drafted in Quentin Post, a tall guy, but is also a great three-point shooter. So that's kind of rare air as far as finding. He's a developing player, but still, I mean, he's a legitimate three-point shooter.
Yeah, we like his size and his skill, and not only to shoot it, but to pass it. And you know, he's bigger than anybody we got at 7 feet or 7+. I mean, that's unique. And guys that can shoot the ball and pass and be skilled and be that tall are pretty unique in this league. And so we'll see where it takes him. But we're high on him. We're optimistic. And you know, he's just got to put the time in and keep growing. But we really like his skill set for how we play.
And he'll get some time in the G League. And he's got a great attitude to go down there and actually make it work for him and get better, work on his game.
Yeah, smart kid. I mean, he was at 2 different universities, and you know, he's 23 years old, so you know, he's a mature kid, knows how to play, and you know, he'll stick with the development process and hopefully get a lot better.
So Sabonis fouled there by Looney, and you said you don't look at other teams necessarily, but teams were built to beat the Warriors when they were the elite team. So when you start to see as deep as OKC, the way Denver plays, the way the Kings want to play, do you start to say we have to have a style that fits us and make teams adapt to us? Or how does that come? As tight as the West is, I could
stuff. You know, defensively, we've talked about that. Transition being better there. Obviously, you mentioned getting up the threes. I mean, we have a way we want to play and you know, dictate upon teams in this league. And hopefully that translates to every team we play. And if it doesn't, we're going to have to adjust, whether it be a playoff series or you know, whatever it would be.
Threes. It's how they create threes that becomes important.
So he's got some awareness. You got GP2 coming this way. Now you got 3 defenders here, 3 Kings defenders. Buddy Hield's going to get out, balance the floor out, and he's realizing, okay, the collapse is happening on Podziemski. I'm going to go give him an outlet. And no one's focused on him until it's too late. They're like, where'd the shooter go? And there he is. So it's just understanding where your teammates are at. How do I balance the floor out? How do I get a good look? And I'm sure that's one of the reasons you brought Buddy Hield in, Mike.
Well, he definitely opens up the floor. I mean, this guy, Fitz, you probably know this. I mean, he's hit the most threes over the last 5 years in the NBA, so he can definitely shoot.
He's won some Steph Curry guys, too.
I think I've heard of him.
But for your career, Mike, you were a good three-point shooter. Kalena was a good three-point shooter. 40% on Buddy Hield volume for his career. That's ridiculous.
That's the key. You know, not only shooting a good percentage, but getting them up. And he does both. Steph does both. Clay did that. So, you know, I think hopefully Buddy replaces some of the volume and accuracy that Clay.
Oh, Steph, what a find. Moses Moody flips it in, draws the foul. It's also the wizardry of Steph Curry with all the gravity on people coming to him. If you cut without the ball, he will find you.
And this is another thing, like the movement without the ball. You all know that you need guys that can move without the ball. If you're playing with Steph Curry, playing with Draymond Green, another great passer, understanding when to cut, when not to cut. And Moses Moody, everybody said he's had a wonderful training camp, but I think the growth is just so evident, and part of the growth is his movement without the ball, figuring out when to move and when to go.
Steve had a good moment with Billy Kennedy. They did not give Moses continuation on that.
That's important. Yeah. I'm wondering what we're doing shooting 2 free throws here, but
they're in the bonus.
They called a foul. They're over the limit.
That doesn't make sense.
Everybody's working out the kinks in preseason, right?
It's preseason for everybody.
Keegan Murray on the turnaround. But, Mike, I think Kalena's telestrator showed us something. People, you know, they took this many threes. If you're creating wide open looks, you can live with those threes. I mean, that's good offense right there. High percentage.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, those are the odds. Those are the numbers that you want. And so whether it's penetration, throwing ahead in transition, inside out, whatever it is. I mean, we're hunting those shots, and we have guys that can knock them down.
Kevon Looney changed his body a little bit in the summer too. He looks really good.
He looks great. I mean, all these guys have come in great shape. You know, this is unfortunately that's what happens when we have a long off season. You got a lot of time to prepare. and so everybody's coming in really good shape, and I think we're ready to go.
How much do you love the competition for spots? And Coach Kerr has touched on the fact that, well, there's some spots that are up in the air. There's some starting spots, and everybody can compete for them. Like, when it all shakes out, everybody's supposed to be a star in their roles, but this is a time to kind of compete and earn your spots while you're still thinking about the team. How much are you enjoying watching guys go get it, go earn it?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I think that's one of the pillars of, of Steve's culture really has been, not only the joy and enjoying the game and having fun, but the competitiveness. And we're trying to pull that out of this team right here in the preseason, and it's been a great camp. It's been a great preseason on that level. And look, the reality is we got a lot of guys. We have a lot of guys that deserve to play. They spend so much time together, and there's a lot of game-to-game communication, in-game communication. But, I spend a lot of time with our team, whether it's on the road or at home at practice, those types of things. It's good. It's good. And we got a flop there, huh, Fitz?
Yeah, Looney wiped him out. Keon Ellis, he fell over a little too much.
Mike spotted that initially. Scott Turdowski did the up and down motion. It's, you took a flop. We're going to let that basket count. Now we're going to shoot a free throw on that flopping penalty.
Anybody can shoot it.
It's the best free thrower. Anybody can shoot it. Best free thrower of all time.
That's perfect.
It's a good rule.
If you're trying to fool the official, they're not going to have it, especially not this year. Like, it's a little too much.
Well,
Nobody loves hitting people, but it wasn't all that.
The thing that I like about the rule, the league does a really good job of taking feedback from teams and discussing possible rule changes and modifications to the game. But right there you saw, we allowed Moses to keep making the play, make the shot, and then when the play ends, they blow the whistle and call the flop, as opposed to blowing it right then and there, and we don't get 2 points.
We're going to let you go at the next stoppage, so I'll ask the least fun question. I think talking to agents and discussing money and all that, that's got to be not a great part of your job. Important part, but not a lot of fun necessarily.
No, but it's part of it. It comes with the territory, and it's about building the team. And for us, fortunately, we have an ownership group with Joe Lacob that's very willing to spend, and we'll do whatever it takes to win a championship. So, constant communications with agents throughout the season, whether it's about, playing time or role or a new contract, anything like that. That's
contract
my job.
Extensions for young guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like all that stuff's going on.
Nice. I did like, when you let that get out of bounds, Steve Kerr said, I have 12, 13 guys that could play, and I feel good with playing all of them. I can only play 10. So a couple guys will be, not feeling great on given nights, but with the Warriors, everybody seems to get an opportunity. That's when a GM says, yeah, I got you too many good players. How about that?
Oh, my God. Did you see that? How about that shot?
That looked like Steph.
1 foot drifting to his right, no problem.
When you make 40% for your career, you know how to shoot threes.
And they're not all,
shoot in general.
They're not all easy shots. No. Deep shots, off weird platforms.
Speaking of the guy who makes a lot of shots, DeMar DeRozan on the lane again.
Plug and play. He's that. Any team.
And I think Draymond backed up kind of what you and Steve were talking about, Mike, where he said the Warriors won the title in 2022. It's players 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sometimes. Like on really, really good teams, you wear other teams down because you have more depth than they do.
Yeah, for sure. The depth thing matters. I mean, you want that. I mean, it's a long season. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be foul trouble, all those types of things.
Sabonis put in.
No doubt about it. I mean, the end is important too. So we're highly focused on both those things.
During the season, these Kings-Warriors matchups, we've seen it over the years. It's always fabulous basketball, exciting. We met in the playoffs a couple years ago. Like, how much do you actually during the season just get to enjoy some of these great matchups, rivalries, if you want to call it that, while you're still doing all your work?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of driving to Sacramento. Between, a couple times in the preseason or, back and forth or, the playoffs a couple years ago. And then obviously we get them in the regular season a couple times. Yeah, that drive, I could do without it. So these guys, it's a really good organization. They've done a great job with the players they have. And Mike Brown. And Mike's done terrific. So, you're sort of pulling for them because, we've got a lot of guys that we know over there. But, they're also our deep competitors. So, I just kind of tired of driving there, to be honest with you.
Trace Jackson-Davis checking in. When you talk to his agent, that really has to stink.
Right?
Yeah. Who's that? I don't even know who that is.
I mean, that is crazy. Trace is represented by your brother. What are those conversations like?
Well, they're one-way conversations. I kind of tell him how it's going to go. And just like when we were, kids growing up in the driveway.
Moody missing there. He thought he was hit on that shot. You never cleaned your room. I never told mom and dad on you. But it's exciting, though.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to have, this whole business is about relationships. So, I mean, not only, working with siblings and family, but throughout the league, getting to know, the agents and the people that represent these players. It's really important.
I think when you drafted Trace, that's exciting. Call his representation.
Easy call. Yeah. My parents had multiple reasons to celebrate. They got their one kid who's drafting players, and the other kid who's signing players to get them together. So it was good.
Basketball family.
I just wrote down a couple notes from Dunleavy. Kalena, threes count more than two. That's where that's Duke education. And then I'm sick of driving to Sacramento. Yeah. Got both of those down. Yeah.
I don't think that's a biased statement. I think people from Sacramento.
There's a walk-on at UCLA and then a scholarship player the final 3 years. Played collegiately, internationally. He was with the Las Vegas Aces when they won 2 titles back-to-back. Yep. Lynx coming back against the Liberty last night in Game 1 of the WNBA Finals.
Big. Exciting.
How's Pojemski there? He's trying to knock off DeRozan as he was getting a back screen.
So you want the good news or the bad news from this first half?
Let's go bad news first.
The bad news is the Warriors have more turnovers than made threes. Yeah. So, the 9 of 18 on threes are great, but 11 turnovers. The carelessness with the basketball. Now, you give the Kings some credit defensively, obviously, but playing in transition, shooting threes, being offensive-minded, but the turnovers, sometimes the Warriors are their own worst enemies.
Coach Kerr has been harping on it. Jerry Stackhouse, probably Terry Stotts. I mean, there's a lot of voices talking about the turnovers.
You brought it up, Kalena, in terms of the competition and for minutes. If you're a turnover guy, you might not play as much. True. I mean, that might be one thing that Steve just says, that's how I'm going to take a look at things. As Moody is fouled.
De'Aaron Fox has tried to guess right and slid over to his right. Good thing Moses Moody was okay there. He's kind of touching that knee, making sure.
And Moses leading the Warriors with 11 points. DeRozan has 12, Keegan Murray 12, and De'Aaron Fox 13 for Sacramento.
You don't want anybody getting hurt in preseason.
No.
That is the last thing you need. Got the ball boys doing their work preseason for them too.
Well, Mike Dunleavy talked about it. You spoke about it. These guys come into camp in such good shape.
They do.
Because that's the thing that's changed in the last 15, 20, 10 years is the full-time trainers, the runs, working on your body, the dietitians, having the chefs, all that stuff, because you want to lengthen your career. You want to get the max out and get the most out of it.
You better come to training camp in shape, because it's sometimes tough to get in shape if you're not in shape during the season. You got to be ready for all the games, be ready to extend as much energy as you possibly can.
Warriors 12 of 15 for the foul line. Moses 1 of 2 there. DeRozan to Sabonis. That was pretty. Nice pocket pass and finish there.
Pick and roll defense. Trace Jackson-Davis is going to continue to get better there. Just showed a little bit, maybe stayed a little too long, wasn't able to get back to the roller.
In this unit, Moody's playing the 2 and Kuminga the 3.
They're trying to get into TJD with DeMar DeRozan guarding him.
Moses, we did get into TJD with a miss, an offensive rebound, and a putback. How about that?
His defender went to help. He realized it, so he's like, let me go in and see if I can get this offensive rebound.
De'Aaron Fox, who used to be able to hide behind that screen and dare him to shoot the 3, but his percentage goes up and up every year. Moody, strong rebound off the DeRozan miss. Kuminga on De'Aaron Fox and cycling it around. The Warriors trying to play .5 basketball. Just keep moving it. Making the Kings defend. Pojemski traveled. Drag that pivot foot.
That was well defended. The defender was there. Tried the counter move with his pivot game, but couldn't keep that foot down, that pivot foot.
How about the work of De'Aaron Fox just year after year? All-star a year ago. Just, man, what an elite player.
He's consistent. Got the new Curry brand signature shoes, too.
Kyle Anderson, you can't play DeRozan any better than that. Moody running the floor. And Moses right to the rim. What a fire by Podziemski.
Podziemski can lead a unit, and that's one of the reasons why. The playmaking, the vision, he's looking up the floor.
And Fox will get to the line.
That pass, too. Keon Ellis jumped, and simultaneously, Podziemski's thrown it under him.
Now, Fox is 27. Is that your prime? Is the prime 27 to 31 years of age? Is your physical, mental, experiential thing all intersected about that age?
It can be, and nowadays, guys are extending their primes. So he's in his prime, and he can extend it out as long as he possibly can. And he also spoke about having DeMar DeRozan, all the tension he's going to attract. He said last year he shot like 39% threes on catch and shoots. He just didn't get to shoot that many of them. And now you got a guy that can draw some double teams. He'd be able to kick it back out. More catch and shoots, easier looks for him.
Podziemski found Moody nicely. Keegan Murray, strong closeout. I mentioned it earlier, but De'Aaron Fox and DeRozan, the most fourth quarter points in the NBA. They were 1 and 2, and they're on the same team now. Fox missing there. TJD with the rebound.
They're big on closing.
So about 4-second, big clock, little clock to close the half.
Want to close halves well, close quarters well. Both teams are big on that.
Kyle Anderson setting up Podziemski. Shot clock at 2. Kuminga was aware of it, got that shot off, but credit the Kings playing solid defense for a full 24 seconds.
So they'll have some time, see if they have a quick hitter in the playbook.
I mean, preseason, it doesn't matter, but I don't think the Kings like the Warriors rolling up there, launching 28 made threes and beating them in their own building. And DeMar DeRozan, speaking of quick hitter and closing,
It makes it look too easy.
You could, feel it, and you know you're going to be comfortable here.
So UCLA, walk on, and then 3-year scholarship player.
Right.
You played collegiately, you played internationally, you worked in the NBA with the Clippers. You and Becky Hammond, amazing with the Aces, winning back-to-back championships. I would say you're a little prepared for your first head coaching opportunity.
I think so. I've been through, the trenches in all different levels, but more importantly, coming off back-to-back championships, winning our first 2 years. I think that's pretty special. But more importantly, it's the Becky Hammond. It's comfortable. She coaches with her heart, and I'm just kind of lucky to have those experiences.
And what do you take from those experiences that'll help you in coaching the Valkyries, winning a championship with the Aces, even your time with the Clippers and in the NBA, those coaching experiences? What do you pull from those?
I think every year, right, you reevaluate, you reflect, and see what worked and what didn't work. And so I have a ton of notes that I can go over and just hopefully for the players that are at the Valkyries, we're really competitive, we're selfless, and we work really hard. I think those are going to be key ingredients.
So Natalie's going to hang with us for a little while with Kyle Anderson and Anthony Melton hitting that 3. GP2, Podziemski, and Draymond Green starting for the Dubs here. And, Becky Hammond with Greg Popovich in San Antonio. And we've been fortunate in the Bay Area to see Tara Vanderveer, who's an incredible coach at Stanford, record-setting. And I just think maybe fans don't get the idea. Basketball's basketball at every level, and the interchange of so many talented people, men, women, in the sport have just made it better for everybody.
Exactly. Why would gender make any difference of what makes it better or not, right?
Run that screen and roll.
No, run it like a man. No, run it like a woman. It doesn't matter. I think just what was special about our group last year is that we got along really well. And even our players, we talked about genuine leadership, it's genuine people. Our players were just great human beings. And
straight to it.
Breonna's still playing right now,
Wait, am I saying
we just started today. Yesterday was my first day. So we all had a list. I had a list. Ohema, Vanya had a list. And then yesterday, right after the press conference, we sat down. We already started evaluating our players. But like I mentioned, we got to dig deep into the players. We don't just want surf level information. We want to know where their background is, how they grow up, what did they do in college, how are they as a person. All these things, we got to dig deep for these 12 players in the Valkyries.
What's the style of basketball you enjoy? We're talking about a transition warrior team, shooting a lot of threes. threes. Steve wants them to be an elite defensive team. What would be a Natalie Nakase team look like?
I think with an expansion team, we're probably going to be a little bit younger, so I think we're going to hang our hats on defense. Like, our defense is going to create offense. And how we won those championships was on the defensive end.
At the Caitlin Clark sensation around the nation, where yet the women's championship game outdrew on TV ratings the men's. Like, Caitlin Clark was, I don't want to say the other version of Steph Curry, but I'm thinking she's so generational and people loved her at every walk of life.
Yeah, I lucked out. I went to go see her when we were scouting, so I went to go see a game in Iowa live, and she is amazing. Like, she's warming up deep threes. You know, I don't know if you've seen her live, but like, you actually have to see her live because you see all the dynamics and all the things that she can do, not just shooting. She could pass, she can get in your face, and she's just very, very competitive, and no, I'm not surprised. She has helped the W in a great, impactful way, and now we're just moving forward with her energy.
Keon Ellis fouled shooting that jumper there as he made it, but you know, I think of Steph and Sabrina at the All-Star game, because the Warriors are going to have the All-Star game right here. People are like, oh, how's Steph going to do in this, three-point contest? Sabrina held herself.
She did her thing.
And from the NBA three-point line, by the way.
She put on a show.
Yes, and the fact that she took it from the three-point line to NBA, that was huge, but also she did tie Damian Lillard. I don't know if people are saying that enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if we really look at it, like, she did tie Damian Lillard, which was the winner of the three-point contest. So, hats off to Sabrina. Let's see it again. Maybe Caitlin can come in and do it again.
What did you think of the Lynx comeback last night?
Oof. That game was going back and forth, back and forth. I mean, unfortunately, Stewie had an opportunity, but I mean, that's playoffs.
Right.
Like, you're not going to make every single shot and then down the stretch. Like, it's just unfortunate. She's a great player, but I love the back and forth, and probably game 2 is going to probably be just as, intense, I would say.
High intensity. I know you're also not surprised about the upward trend that the WNBA is on. The fan engagement is up, the attendance is up.
Right.
I mean, what do you have to say about that? How exciting is that?
I mean, you should see the crowds. Like, every time we're away or home, we are sold out. So the fact that we have that type of, impression on our fans, it's just going to, obviously, like you said, just keep going because now we got Juju coming in. We have Paige Becker. Like, the continuation of the talent, it's crazy. So we're just excited.
And how much time have you gotten to spend with Ohema and talking to her, the GM, and excited about the synergy you guys will have during the season and moving forward?
Well, I met Ohema 6 years ago at a women's conference, and then we kind of just stayed. We've only had maybe like 2 lunches, but like every time I've talked to her, very genuine person, and again, like, that made me really want to work for her because of her knowledge, but more importantly, as a human.
You talked about in your press conference lunch with Joe Lacob. Did you get a word in edgewise?
Yeah, I did because, that was part of the interview process. But no, he is just passionate. He has energy, and like, he was just telling me, this is how I, get my goals. This is how I accomplish it. But then no, he made sure at the end, after 5 years, now we got to bring home a championship. I was like, I got you.
I know you just got here where Pepper knew all these questions, but as far as building a coaching staff, what are you looking for there?
Right.
The attributes you want next to you?
Right. I think trust is off.
And Sacramento 13-7 edge here in the third. So
they got off to a good start, the Kings did in this quarter.
Anthony Melton with Looney, Pajemski, and Buddy Hield and Kuminga. So Steve Kerr really has shuffled the deck on a lot of different combinations tonight. Got clock at 4. Buddy's got to create something out of nothing, and he does all the way to the cup.
You had all the movement there, and when it came down to it, someone had to beat their man off the dribble. And Buddy Hield is saying, I can do that.
Aaron Fox to Rosen with Keegan Murray, Sabonis, and Keon Ellis. And so Mike Brown, he's got all 5 starters in double figures, and he's been playing. These guys have all played over 20 minutes each, so the Kings taking this game very seriously. As Kuminga will pick up the foul. We mentioned the Warriors are playing 6 preseason games. I think Steve's going to need all that mileage to see. We haven't seen any games yet with Wiggins, and this is just a lot of sample size to look at different combos.
There's all kinds of different combinations, all kinds of different options, and it's great to have a plethora of options, as we talked to Mike Dunleavy about. But you want to see them playing together. Who's complementing each other? Who plays well with each other? I was going to commend Kuminga on not fouling and staying down on DeRozan's pump fakes, and then he fouled the next sequence.
Keegan Murray, and just that closeout by DeAnthony Melton. He's 6'3". What do you think his wingspan is?
Yeah, it's up there.
It's 7'3". 6'3", but wingspan of 7'3". As Kuminga hits a 3.
It's a confident stroke he's got there. Off the dribble.
Jonathan Kuminga with 10, Moody with 14. Moody will pick up the foul, and I just don't know how you guard Sabonis. He is that good,
with that much
crafty.
With that much space. You saw how the rest of his teammates were so spaced out, and they're basically telling him by where they're standing, go, it's on you. You do your thing, and Looney's on an island, and he's a great defender, but that's a lot of body coming at you.
Sabonis changed his number. He's wearing his dad's number.
True.
Moved it to 11 this year.
And one thing about Sabonis, he uses his size. He's not going to shy away from contact. You don't see him fading away. He's trying to go through your chest, dish out some punishment. So that's why, yeah, you can talk about shooting more threes here and there. This is where he's dominant, inside. Oh, no.
No ball, free throw.
Not as dominant from the free throw line.
11 points, 12 rebounds. He was a 70% free thrower a year ago. See, I just think this fascination, you know, I talk about it off the air all the time. This guy's going to shoot more threes. If Sabonis is shooting a three, he's 25 feet away from the basket.
Right.
Good. As good a rebounder as he is, I don't want him near the basket.
It's the same thing we said with Jarrett Jackson. Like, when he was shooting all those threes, he's kind of letting defenders off the hook. When he got inside, he started dominating in there. Now he's a problem.
Moody missing that three. The long leak out to Keon Ellis. That's a good finish by De'Aaron Fox. He didn't give up on that play. Hustled into it, so Ellis had an option to throw to.
They're scary in transition.
Yeah, what if DeMar DeRozan said, I have to shoot a million threes? Oh, wait a minute. You're a Hall of Famer because you're the best mid-range game guy in the league. You know, threes are good to have, but sometimes there's a fascination with it, because that's an offensive foul as Sabonis was pushing off.
There he's trying to get. If you're Mike Brown, you're going to live with that aggression.
Remember, Tony Parker's field goal percentage went way up when he stopped shooting threes because he could get to the rim against everybody and break down the defense for San Antonio and all those championship teams.
And we're not against three-point shooting. When it's there, it's there. You got to take it. A higher percentage shots. But when your strength is inside, and when you're as big as Sabonis and some of these other bigs, you know you can do some damage in there.
Anthony Melton. That was great. So I'd say Sacramento was taking this game very seriously. And Sabonis following in his own miss.
Expected all over. We'll miss him.
Alvin, 17 points in the night. Wilt Chamberlain had 100. So they combined for 117.
117?
Wilt autographed that ball to Alvin and said, Al Autos, who always did the right thing at the wrong time. Alvin, the head coach of the 75 championship team, and just as good a person as you're ever going to meet. And you think about it, the legends, the Nate Thurmans, the Al Autos, we've been blessed. You know, they're not with us now, but they were huge parts of this Warrior franchise and foundation.
Absolutely. Contributed on the court as a coach, but the people they were is the most important thing. What did you do for your community?
I always think embodied that. You know, you talk about, we saw the 75 championship team. Alvin always used to say, I loved winning that team, but I had to trade my good friend Nate Thurman to the Bulls for Clifford Ray. And it's like,
cared about people.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I won the championship, but we had to trade Nate to Chicago, and then they beat the Bulls in 7 games in the then Western Conference Finals. Game 7, May 14th, 1975, and it went on to beat Washington 4 straight.
They were brothers for life. It's kind of the nature of the league, right? Klay Thompson, all these guys are brothers to him, and they compete when they see him, but off the court, they're great friends still.
Keegan Murray floating that in. Then you think full circle. Wilhelmina Adels, Alvin's wife, teaches and is a teacher for Juan Toscano Anderson, right? Like, you can't even make this stuff up.
It's beautiful.
Make it to Anthony Melton with Looney. Buddy Hield and Moses Moody.
So this is one of the things he added during the offseason. He didn't shoot a ton of turnaround fadeaway jumpers last year, and we've seen him do it. He shot some last game, so he's gotten more comfortable there.
Aaron Fox, that floater doesn't go, and Looney battling. That's the way to keep it away from Sabonis. Buddy Hield lost it. Moody didn't give up on the play. Moses, look what I found. He's getting to the line just out of that extra effort and energy.
See, that's why you run the floor. You never know what you're going to come up with. You don't just assume Buddy Hield's going to finish. You're there. And because he was sprinting the floor, Moses Moody got there and came up with it.
Is that just a habit? Like, I'm going to run all the time?
It has to be a habit. And everybody's harping on it. You're going to hear Coach Kerr talking to him about it. Jerry Stackhouse, Terry Stotts, offensively transition. That's part of the transition. Everybody's got to run the floor. One guy isn't running, you miss opportunities.
Yeah, because I think that's, I'm going to run every once in a while. No, not the way they want to play this year and the way they need to play.
And especially with all the athletes they have, you have to take advantage of all those athletes.
Clock at 7. Warriors didn't have much going. Maybe he'll set that screen for Kuminga. We're going to have another turnover. Looney's got 5 fouls. I don't really care because it's preseason, but got to get Trace Jackson-Davis into the game. The coaches were talking in the Sacramento game. They want Trace to sprint because when he runs through them, the trailing three-point shooters can launch, or if he beats a big, they'll throw to him and he'll get a layup or a dunk.
Because him running attracts so much attention, you're going to get open looks because of it. It's almost like him rolling to the basket as Kuminga's running over people.
The Warriors are piling up a couple fouls here.
Jones just got in the way.
Mason Jones and Kobe Jones with Alex Len, Keegan Murray. Isaiah Crawford getting an opportunity. 5 years at Louisiana Tech. He was undrafted.
Well, Isaiah Crawford, he's a defensive specialist.
Mason Jones to shoot a couple free throws. Undrafted player, 2 years at Arkansas. Joe Coy coming back to San Francisco. Don't miss the Just Being Coy tour. That is tomorrow right here at Chase Center. And the tickets available at chasecenter.com. Glenn Azubuike gave Joe Coy the thumbs up.
Yes, he's very funny. He's great.
That was a nice play. Crawford saw that the whole way, knocked it away. Keegan Murray able to finish. Keegan Murray's 6'8". Like, you see him against a guard, he just rose right up.
He's a menace in the open floor. He loves running.
Podziemski, a little bumper car move. It's not hard to kind of draw a straight line.
Lindy Waters hit that game-winning 3 the first game. He's pretty athletic. I was watching him during warm-ups. He's getting up pretty easy.
Mason Jones from deep. Kuminga, that's great hustle. That's where J.K. can really help. Just pure athleticism, get that possession. Lindy Waters is 8 of 12 on threes in the 2 preseason games. And foul as he set the screen. And
so this is one thing as a player you adjust to it. Like, okay, they're calling it kind of close. And if you get a little handsy, they're going to call it. So all these exchanges and screens, you're trying to play it clean as you can.
Yeah, we've already had 41 fouls in the game, so this has felt a little different than the other night in Sac and even the Hawaii game. But you said adjust to it. Maybe he picked up the dribble, nowhere to go, and Lindy Waters came to bail him out. Shot clock at 2. Moses all the way to the rim.
When in doubt, take it to the basket. Moses Moody's had a nice game.
He got 16.
He hasn't shot the 3 ball as good as he's capable of shooting it, but he's gotten to the basket, gotten to the free throw line, so he's put together a game.
He had a rare Sacramento turnover, a 3-second violation. It's a 10-point game. What do the deeper reserves here do? So Podziemski can lead a unit, and that's what Brandon's doing with this second unit. Moody in traffic again.
This man is not taking no for an answer.
Tell you, these will be free throws 7. There are going to be nights where the 3 isn't dropping.
Yeah, he's got that downhill attack, and defenders are going to respect his drive. At times he's going to be able to finish or get to
Brandon and Waters. And then you have Moody, Kuminga, and Trace. Man, that's some of your future right out there in terms of the young guys.
So Podziemski's going to handle the ball out. You're focused on just taking care of the ball, making the simple play, getting it in the flow of their offense.
Kobe Jones and Trace Jackson-Davis changed that, but the foul in the process, and he didn't appreciate that.
And they bailed him out because he had nowhere to go. He got caught in the air. Jones did. It looked like Moses Moody blocked it first and then got him on the face on the way down. Watch Moses Moody stab at it. Got a little bit of the ball, but then got some face. And that's tough.
Yeah, Trace is saying, I didn't foul him. You're right, you didn't. Moses hit him in the face.
Right.
And that's, see Billy Kennedy, who's talking to Trace, that's what a great official does. Trace, You didn't foul him. Your teammate did. Just diffuse. Billy's been doing this forever. He's fantastic at it. But there's a relationship in addition to being a great official.
There's no reason you can't communicate.
Right.
We're both human beings. Emotions are running high. Intensity is high in this game. Talk it out.
That was good. Trace appreciated that. You know, hey, thanks. Yeah, I didn't foul him, but Moses got him on the face.
Now why'd you call him Moses?
Dominga! We've seen the turnaround. We've seen the transition and the face-up jumper. He's got 15.
He's been working on his game.
Good closeout by Moody. Kobe Jones, take it to the shot blocker and let Trace Jackson-Davis clean it up.
But you said it, the closeout and the fact that he didn't give up a blow-by and just stayed on his hip. And you just drive him to the shot blocker. You're still there, and then Trace Jackson-Davis is like, thank you very much.
Shot clock at 5. Drop it down to Isaac Jones. Nice score inside.
So that's what he does. He's got some size, he's got some power. Anything within 10 feet, he's really good. He's not a three-point shooter at all yet. And he wants to expand his game out there, but he can post up. He's got good back-to-the-basket game.
You can see the scouting part of Lindy Waters. They don't want to let him get any airspace. When Crawford took it from Kuminga. Podziemski, did he get him? Yes, he did.
He got him.
He drew the most charges in the NBA a year ago, and in the preseason, that's still part of his game.
That's one thing Jones has to learn. You got a smaller, quicker defender trying to attack and put the ball on the floor from the outside. It's much tougher.
Warriors will play Detroit at 5:30 on Sunday. Get that bobblehead, the Trace Jackson-Davis Podziemski bobblehead.
That's on Jones trying to hold on to Lindy Waters. Lindy Waters was trying to set him up. Watch Podziemski moving his feet. He knows where he's going. Just take it in the chest, take one for the team, fall straight back. They have no choice but to call it the other way.
So Lindy Waters, Mike Dunleavy said, you know, the 52nd pick went to OKC, then it went to Portland, then they rebought it back and drafted Quentin Post. But they had been looking at Lindy Waters for a couple years. They liked him at OKC.
That helps you build chemistry on the court.
Lindy Waters dropping in the free throw.
I'm sure they all got to bond in Hawaii. I remember when we went to Hawaii for training camp, we actually went and played paintball. And if you didn't go, you got fined. So it was like forced team bonding.
Kobe Jones out of the key 3. And Alex Len, biggest man on the floor, batted that away. Trap Len to the baseline, and then Mason Jones missed that 3. Warriors' third opportunity. Mason Jones launching another one. And finally, he had Lindy Waters say, give me that rebound.
Got a little 2-for-1 if you want it.
There's the free ball. And this free ball looks good.
Doesn't it, though?
It looks good.
It's smooth.
3 of 4.
Joe Lacob on the front row had his hands up. He was screaming after that one.
Well, that's another guy that doesn't have a lot of fun and is not too invested in the team or anything. 6-second game shot clock difference. Kalenic called that 2-for-1. So you got the Kuminga on the front end with the 3. Mason Jones, tough shot. Moody with the rebound. 3 seconds to work for Lindy Waters. Down to 2. And good defense there by Mason Jones. Free throw attempts.
They've been big time. They've mixed it up, too, especially Kuminga, inside, outside.
So Isaac Jones holding on Kuminga. Shot clock at 7. Banging, bumping, flipping it up and in. And so he's got a post game.
Yeah, he's got that back to the basket. He's got the size to expose people down there.
Sacramento delay of game. Touched it after went through the bucket.
This is great for these young players, the Warriors, and the Kings. You get some close game experience. You may have more clutch minutes if it comes down to it.
Alex Len, good deflection. Remain Warrior ball.
They're running a flare screen for D'Anthony Melton. See if they can get him turning the corner.
Now, what's a flare screen?
When you set a screen and it's going away from the middle. A lot of times the screen is around the middle of the floor. You get a guy coming off of it. That time he curled it trying to go to the basket.
Podziemski fouled. But
the Warriors trying to get to the free throw line. They'd love to get to the free throw line more.
Podziemski dropping it in. The Warriors shop item of the game. 5% off all items site-wide. It's 25%? Not 30?
We're starting off like that.
Shop.warriors.com, and
It's preseason for the discounts
I'm
too.
going to say, any discount that's not 30%, I'm going to be completely disappointed. But 25% is great. Shop.warriors.com. Isaiah Crawford missing for the baseline. And so Trace Jackson Davis with Kuminga, Anthony Melton, Kajemski, and Lindy Waters. You got Alex Len playing with Kobe Jones and Isaiah Crawford, Isaac Jones, and Mason Jones. All three Jones are in the game. Shot clock at 8. One-hand hook pass. Kuminga did well just to catch it and stay in bounds. Shot clock at 3. Lindy Waters has got a launch. Mason Jones, he can guard. I like him. Defensively, he brings his hard hat.
Nothing easy around him.
We also got the scouting report on Lindy Waters. No airspace at all. Crawford move runner. Alex Lang with the rebound. Missed the bunny. And the rebound to Kuminga. Waters that pass low. Good hands by Anthony Melton. Kajemski will pick up a foul, or what do we have going on here with the interchange on that screen?
Yeah, he got a foul, but Pajemski wanted it on the shot. They're going to call it on the floor.
Teammate at USC, one Bronny James, who was playing with the Lakers with his dad.
How cool is that?
Anthony Melton. He landed awkwardly, but was okay. Crawford will launch that three and drop it in. So not been a lot of scoring either way there for a minute or so. The Kings push it back up 6.
I told you Crawford's a defensive specialist, but he can shoot it. He shot 40% the last 2 years in college, over 40%.
For the Kings, when does Kevin Huerter come back? Trey Lyles. They're going to be good offensively. It's a nice return pass, but it was too low.
Yeah, I just threw that at shin bones.
Yeah, good idea, but not executed well.
Learn that split action. It takes a lot to be the decision maker in the middle of it, in the post there.
There's Jackson Davis committing the foul. It's a nice move by Scout Lavoisier.
You can tell he's another Kentucky guy. You can tell it looked like Trace Jackson knew that was going to be his move, a little drop step baseline. And the move was so good, it still worked.
Yeah, Scout was drafted by Phoenix, 28th pick in 2016, but he had been in the G League. He last played in the NBA in 2019-20, and that was with the Blazers. Played 33 games. I don't have to tell you how many years he played at Kentucky.
I already know. Don't hate on the 1 year and done guys.
Hey, now with the NIL, guys are staying in school.
Exactly, right?
They can make more money in college.
I don't want to stay just 1 year. All this money.
Maybe that's a very tough shot. Almost banked it home.
The NCAA was in danger of losing relevance for a lot of these young players, so they had to make some changes. That NIL money is talking.
But you know what? Why should the coaches or just the school?
I agree. No.
The players are the one earning all the money for the school.
I'm all for it. I wish they had it when I played.
And that's the one thing now in college sports. You see these TV contracts and what they're paying for.
Yeah, you had
NCAA March Madness or for the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
Race to Kuminga again. This is what preseason's about. You had a couple passes. One wasn't executed well. That one was a foul. But tell me, you said it's tough being a decision maker. What are you looking for sometimes?
Where the defenders are at, just trying to read and react, first of all. And then it's up to the other guys to cut at the right time. Make sure your spacing is right. Coach Curry is huge on spacing. That's why they love the shooter. But you want to make sure there's good space in the passing lane so you can get it to your guys.
Kajemski found his own number there.
Little step back action.
Brandon, 9 points, 5 rebounds, couple of assists, drew a charge. And the top 5 rookies last year. Drafted 19th, but first team all-rookie. Tell you, one rookie that also played incredibly well in the Paris Olympics that is, I think, going to do things we've maybe never seen before is Wembanyama. Oh, my goodness.
And his second year with Chris Paul now, too.
My goodness.
Finally got someone that can get him the ball and pick and rolls.
And Victor Wembanyama. Wow, wow, wow.
Because if we're honest, he was playing with a young team. A lot of those guys sometimes are looking to score a little more. And at times they had trouble getting it to him in pick and rolls as much as they should have with lob passes and all that. Now you got Chris Paul there. All he's going to be doing is looking for Wemby.
It was in the news this week, but, you know, they had the NBA GM survey. And the GMs, okay, who's, you know, going to win the title, this and that. They all voted Wembanyama the best defensive player in the league.
Oh, yeah. He'll probably win it this year.
And you think about
Gobert won it.
You know, but wait a minute. You know, he's been in the league 1 year, but they're not wrong.
That's the thing. Like, he gets a lot of blocks, but it's the blocks he doesn't get because people don't want to try him. Like, he's changing everything in there.
So you just quoted the great Bill Russell. He said, it's not the shots I block, it's all the shots I change. And Wembanyama, 8'1" wingspan, you just, my goodness, he's just something else.
I think he'll win the Defensive Player of the Year. He said, Gobert, you know, you got it this year, but I'm coming for you. Yeah, enjoy it while you can because it's mine next year. He called his shot.
Ellis, and there's D'Anthony Melton. What a good defender. He just took that away and then went right to the rim.
Smart. No one stopped him. Why not go
all the different videos?
That's great. That's what
all
they
the different
do,
interviews.
Yeah. They let you see what you want to see.
That's it.
I'm subscribed.
Isaac Jones had a couple nice post-up finishes earlier. There's Lindy Water inside. Weak side help Trace Jackson-Davis. Moses Moody is checked in. Anthony Melton and Pajewski. Trace, Lindy Waters, and Moses. Shot clock at 7. We'll show and go. Lindy Waters. A 1-foot runner. So Boogie Ellis handling. Messier along with Isaac Jones, Kobe Jones. Isaac Jones from deep, and that's where you want him to live. You've seen him inside. Clemency needs to work on that outside shot. Moving screen. Yeah, offensive foul on the moving screen.
Then you're okay to be fouling. That was one thing the Warriors struggled with last year at times. Getting too many personal fouls. On the other side now, they're in the bonus, so let's see if they can take advantage of that when they're on offense.
Jalen McDaniels, Jaden McDaniels' brother, who's acquired from Toronto. Ellis, and Coletta said shooter, and Steve Kerr takes a timeout right away. They did not want to let Ellis spring free.
Someone that can average 5-6 free throws a game on the regular, that would really help.
Especially the nights where the distance shooting isn't there. And Lindy Waters foul shooting that 3, and that'll be 3 free throws. And
he shot that one, came down on the foot, I think.
Yeah, Crawford didn't give him a landing spot and kind of fouled him as he went out to contest it. Really good spokesman for his Native American heritage, and he just flat out shoot the ball. And you know, the Warriors have scouted him and really liked him as a player. And you know, I credit Mike when you look at Dunleavy going into the draft with only the 52nd pick and no cap room, and then all of a sudden you get Lindy Waters, Quentin Post, Anthony Melton, Buddy Hield, and Kyle Anderson. I mean, have yourself an offseason.
We keep saying productive. That's a productive offseason.
I don't think there's Boogie Ellis. It's just enough challenge by Trace Jackson-Davis to save the layup. Pat Spencer's first playing time. Pat's brother Cam, drafted by Memphis, 33rd pick out of UConn. Pat on a 2-way contract. That's a nice finish by Kobe Jones there.
Weaving in and out of the defense.
Colby Jones out of Xavier, 3 years there. 34th pick by Charlotte. Warriors turn it over. That's been the problem tonight. 22 giveaways. Boogie Ellis can shoot.
When you turn it over, the Kings will make you pay in transition.
30 points off the Warrior turnovers. Moody rocks into a 3. Got another one. Moses, 21 points tonight.
See, that's a good option off those tight ball screens. They turned it over on the other side when they tried to get it back to the roller. Go ahead and kick it if you don't like the pass to the roller. You got shooters that can knock it down.
Crawford driving. Melton moved his feet. And Crawford missing there. And Isaac Jones, productive offensive rebound. And Boogie Ellis,
Told you.
he can just flat out shoot it.
Yeah. Shot 42% USC three-point range.
He's got a couple threes already. Moses Moody keeps on scoring. I'm not done. Colby Jones thought about it. And the foul there now. Briefly,
It is.
but not good for the stress level of your executives and coaches.
The key is you just want to win more of them.
22 and 22. Section shoot three missed there by Taylor. So Terry Taylor out of Austin P, another undrafted player.
Actually played at Austin P in high school. That's the arena.
Santos missing that three. So Quentin Post, Guy Santos, Pat Spencer, Moses Moody, and Reese Beekman. Got some two-way contract guys, some guys that will play in Santa Cruz, but Warriors do a great job of developing the C-Dubs into NBA players. It's a nice dish by Spencer.
That's it.
For the upward shooting motion. That's a block. And that's a three-point play. And we got a one-point game.
Let's go. Even in preseason, Warriors-Kings is always exciting.
You know what? You want to be a competitor. Have that competition in your DNA. And Beekman knocked it away, took it away. He got a foul on the deck. And he's undrafted, but defensively, ACC two-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Big time. He likes to pick up full court.
It wasn't a signal. Was it a transition take foul or was it a technical foul? Either way, the Warriors get a free throw plus they maintain possession. Post to Guy Santos. Santos spinning. Shot clock at 5. Beekman nearly lost it. Lindy Waters to the lead. Off iron there. Good crowd on a Friday night. The Steph Curry Team USA bobblehead. The Warriors undefeated in the preseason. The final 2 minutes in a tie game. Colby Jones picked up the dribble. Don't leave Boogie Ellis. He misses a three. Guy Santos, good closeout. Guy on the lookout. Guy Santos to lay it up and in and draw the foul.
The growth spurts.
They never had one. So Guy Santos, an 11-0 Warrior run. Three-point play completed. And now can he dig in defensively? Mason Jones looking for Isaac Jones. Now Jones will use that. Out to Crawford. A little show and go. Quentin Post contested, but credit Crawford. Pretty clever delivery.
Great use of the pump fake twice for Crawford.
Point lead in the ball. And that backdoor cut knocked away. Boogie Ellis with the steal.
It was just behind him. You want to lead him a little more if you're Quentin Post.
And the Warriors had a foul to give.
He was a little over-aggressive there, but you can trust Beekman.
To a Lindy Waters buzzer beater. He won fairly comfortably in Sacramento. 1-point game here. Isaac Jones dropping it off. Boogie Ellis, the show and go, and he got it in the lead.
Pat Spencer came to double team from an awkward position that left the cutter open. That's where the problem started.
Back-to-back Kings buckets after the Warriors had the three-point advantage. The Warriors go to for offense here. Spencer inside, and the Warriors back on top.
A little fake handoff action. Now they can go 2 for 1 if they want to.
You said Dub Nation getting into it. Fun on a Friday night at Chase Center. Game Sunday against Detroit. The place to be. Boogie Ellis missing. Quentin Post, good rebound. Can almost freeze it out.
Yeah, I think the Kings are going to have to foul.
The Warriors a couple times did not foul appropriately up 3 last year. Both games against OKC and lost them both. Here comes Boogie Ellis. I think Jones will shoot a three off back iron. Long rebound. 8 seconds left. Mason Jones thought about it. Foul him right now. Foul him. And he turns around and shoots a three. And the Warriors, Lindy Waters comes up with the rebound and the win.